This is Smallzy Surgery.
Hey, what's up? This is Alex.
Caleb.
From Culture Wars. You're listening to Smallzy on Nova.
Hey, on the show tonight, in the flesh, they're in the country. Culture Wars here, everybody. Yes. Alex, Caleb, great to see you in the flesh.
Yeah,
I think the last time we saw each other was Zoom, right?
Yeah, I was on my honeymoon.
That's right. Where were you? Some exotic island or something,
we were
right?
in Mozambique.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
In like a hut in the middle of like a safari.
Yeah, I had to do a whole thing with the reception just to be able to get the internet to
Well,
work.
I appreciate you.
He's a man of the people.
Isn't he what? Yeah. Quickly, backstory. You met your beautiful wife when you were here in Sydney, right?
Oh, I met her in LA.
Okay.
She was taking the bar exam
Okay.
to potentially move
Yes.
to LA, but then I came back here.
And then COVID happened, and then you spent all of like COVID times here in Australia.
Right.
Yeah. And then this is your first time here in Australia.
yes.
Tell me all about it. What do you think? What do you feel? What are you vibing?
Great weather. Unbeatable breakfast so
Okay.
far. I'm
Yeah.
2 meals in today. I got breakfast, which was great. I
Yeah.
had lunch. I had some grilled salmon or something.
Yeah.
Also great. Fresh.
How do you rate our coffee?
I have been drinking tea.
Okay,
That's
the
a-
most-
that's an
that's
Asian
This is a new
holdover.
thing. We just came from Asia, so I've been
Yeah.
on the tea.
okay.
I'm gonna get into the coffee
That's
maybe
okay.
tomorrow
Take your
morning.
time.
You know,
I'm
Take your
having
time.
too much coffee to compensate.
Yeah,
Trying
Before I
to-
have to go back.
You are here playing shows, supporting Amy Shark, which is huge. But you just said you came from the Philippines. You were doing the supports for Lainey, right?
Yes.
How are the Philippines? They love pop stars in the
was
Philippines.
The wildest experience, probably, of anything we've ever done. I mean, all the countries, all the shows, they cut the house lights even for us, and they're just crying, But especially in the Philippines, it was. I just pretended it was a simulation to kind of take yourself out
To
of
get
it.
through it.
Yeah. Just not thinking about it being like 55,000 people. You're like, yeah, it's just a wall.
That's it. And how are they? How many Amy Shark shows are we down so far? We're 2 down so
Two
far.
down,
down,
3 to
yeah.
go. No, 4 to go. 6.
Four to-
So it's 6. Right?
Okay, 2 down, 4 to go.
Yeah.
How have the shows been so far? She's got like quite an epic production for her
Yeah,
gigs.
it's cool. Yeah, they got the big Amy Shark sign and everything
yeah,
going on,
yeah.
and I mean, despite someone told me it was the worst rain in Melbourne in 6 months, and and it was an outdoor show.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And despite that, everybody
still
showed
came.
up with
Yeah.
everything. Everybody's ready to go. So I was pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Sick.
Good.
Sick. Now, talk to me about the band. You're back with us some brand new music, yes?
Yeah, we're rolling out the album, and now we've got It Hurts coming out, and
Sick song, by the way.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
that
you.
was one of the later ones that we were like, we don't want to add anything to the album.
was
It's
the last
done,
one,
and then I'm
yeah.
like, come on.
One more. So, for people who quickly don't know, reverse for me. Culture Wars story. How did
Yeah.
you all meet? Tell me the background of the band.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it was like a friend of mine knew a drummer who
Yep.
was David, and he knew a bass player, and we kind of did that normal like jam sesh thing where you kind of meet friends and you play, and it's kind of that thing. And then eventually, it was like, all right, this is the room. But then, like the reinvention of everything was me being out here and being in Bondi, and then us writing the entire album over Zoom.
I still don't know these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
The more time you spend with them, you're like,
yeah,
what have I done
I'm just
here?
like, what have I done? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
It's
Where did you meet
blood
the
in,
band?
blood out.
He was
I worked at a
yeah.
studio, so I produced mainly and produced this album, co-wrote it with these guys. And so I was working at a studio. They were working with another producer who sucks. I just want to keep that on air. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Anyways, we started writing. It was flowing. Started working good. Had good chemistry.
Yep.
Became good
Got
friends with all
along.
the guys.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
we're
yeah.
here and traveling
You
the world.
poisoned the other one.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And then made your way into the band.
He's dead.
Yeah.
he died.
He's true.
He did. Yeah, it's crazy.
He's fully dead.
R.I.P.
Yeah. And then now you're on the road with
Now I'm
the
on
band.
the road, yeah. So I was usually in the studio, but I mean, who's going to pass up an opportunity
Absolutely.
to like tour the world with your friends and play music that you wrote and produced? So
Yeah. Now I don't know if I asked this last time, but what was the story? What's the story with the band name? Because googling Culture Wars,
You get like
you get Culture Wars
Yeah.
in the political sense,
Yeah.
and the band not in the first page, and which is a problem.
we're working
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
we're
We
here,
got
Smalls.
SEO.
That's why we're here at the number one radio show.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because the
That's it.
Google results, right?
Yeah.
You want to be on the first page. So give us the background on the name?
We spent months trying to come up with a name that we could all agree on. And I think once we kind of came down to it, it was just like honestly random, and
Yeah.
it was like just putting words together.
Yeah.
But then once we did it, everyone was like, "Oh, okay, that." And this was, maybe 2015, really. So I mean,
before the culture wars even really took off.
Yeah, and especially in an American sense. So it wasn't even like intentional at
We
all.
had it first, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really,
First to
we really
market.
did.
Yeah.
But but it then
The
became like it kind of made sense after the fact. Like our drummer made some sense out of it because we're all from like very different walks of life and different upbringings, and we kind of
Okay, I
all
like
like
that.
different music and different tastes, and it kind of all
Yeah.
fits in this middle where we're all.
There is a
in
lot
agreement.
of like in every decision creatively, internally, there is a lot of rubbing, and we like that. Like that's,
Okay.
there's kind of as we say, it's internal war, but it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's how it is. It's how you get to the best thing. Best idea wins, and that's
Do you
kinda,
do you take it in turns? Say it's like a deadlock, or like maybe you don't feel like you have a say. Do they sometimes like throw you like you can have this one?
No, I have a say, Smalls.
Okay, I'm just.
That's why I'm here.
But it's like every good relationship with anybody. It's it's like a 5-person marriage or whatever. There's
Yeah.
there's a push and pull to all of it,
Yep.
and everything kind of blends into the right place. And I think especially the way we do things now, everyone gets ownership of their own instrument and what we do. And at the end of the day, if we all like the song, then it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as for the obviously the band name Culture Wars, but then in its political sense, as Americans who travel the world,
Yeah.
do you reflect on the culture wars that happened back in your country? Does leaving America open your eyes to sometimes when you fight internally amongst yourselves, you don't realize how good you actually have it at home,
Oh,
even
yeah.
for all of the badness
Yeah.
that you think you might have. You see other countries and you're like, you know what? We really need to appreciate
Yeah.
everything a little more.
Yeah, especially like when we go into these countries in Asia where you get a list of things you are not allowed to say on stage, things you're
Yeah.
not allowed to do.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Really?
Yeah.
okay.
It's like, I have to wear sleeves on stage.
Oh yeah, there's a
Why?
whole thing.
I did not
no
know
open
that.
shirts.
we
No
don't say
no
where, but,
tattoo.
No, don't
different-
say don't say
different-
where. But I was
Yeah.
like,
It's,
I don't think
Yeah.
many people outside of maybe the West
Yeah.
would be aware.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
We weren't.
and I will be the political one here. As people like to throw stones inside the glass house
Yeah.
and make critiques or criticisms about where they live, they don't really understand what the rest of the world is like. And sometimes
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to pause and go, sure, it may not be perfect,
Yeah.
but we are much more progressive
Yeah.
than other parts of
Sure.
the world.
And that's
Yeah.
why I think traveling in general is a good way to
Yeah.
understand. Like you're diving into other cultures. Like you are. I am the foreigner in everywhere that I've been in the past over almost 2 months.
Yeah.
And like that is a good experience. Even like I'm the one not speaking the language. Like it's just good to really you immerse yourself in it, and it does let you reflect back on home and like, dang, I do miss home. I do miss these certain things about it. And so I think travel is great.
I just missed being here, to be completely honest.
in Australia.
Yeah, I'm like calling Sophie. I'm like, I'm walking by the elementary school.
So you're not allowed to wear. So back. So in
Yeah.
some you can't wear sleeves. Oh, so you
Yeah.
have to wear
Yeah,
sleeves.
Yeah, that was one. No drinking on stage.
No drinking.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm going red solo cup every time.
Yeah. Not
it.
allowed to. I would imagine swearing would be off.
Yeah.
Depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was slightly different everywhere we went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of them was like if people throw a flag on stage, like you either don't touch it or you pick it up a certain way.
And if
It was
you
like,
don't pick it up right side up, it was like a whole thing. I was like, God,
Oh my
just,
God!
like,
Please
don't
don't
throw us anything.
Please don't throw any flags.
yeah, no flags, no flags.
No flags at any of us, or you just leave it there and you just run the risk of being disrespectful and ignoring the flag,
Yeah.
but you just don't want to pick it up the wrong way.
No
right?
flags were thrown in the making of our shows.
This is
so
great.
that
Well,
was
as you
good.
would know, here in Australia, you can do whatever you want on stage.
Great.
The new song, it is called "It Hurts." Do you want to give us the 411 on it, and then we're going to give it a spin?
Yeah, I mean it's just a good band record of a song that we made together that
Yep.
just kind of think I don't know shows everything that we can do.
Is it about anybody? Is it about a situation? Is it about something in particular? Because a lot of things hurt.
Yeah,
Is it just,
I mean,
know?
I'm what you'd call probably like a quiet, judgy person, so I
Sure.
won't ever say it. But it was just like kind of based around like a woman at the bar at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and I just kind
Ooh.
of I thought about it. I was like, I'm just gonna bury that, and then later it came
This is
out.
new information. For
This
me.
is great information. This is great information. Boys, enjoy 4 shows remaining for Amy Shark.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to see you both.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Great to meet you.
Yes.
Great to see you in the
Good to see
flesh.
you, yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your time here in the country.
Will do.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Smallsy Surgery
is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.